Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy Podcast. That's Ken.
Hey, guys.
I'm John. And welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Yes, we are here.
We are here.
And we are ready to drink.
Okay, I was waiting what you were going to say. We're used to it.
We are here. We are... Okay.
Have no fear.
Have no fear. Let's drink some beer.
Yeah.
We have... This is one I was telling John. I have like a little wet bar upstairs, too, where I keep some bourbons and everything. And just a few bottles and stuff. And it's kind of like when I'm too lazy to come down here and I'm watching like TV in my family room, I will just grab these bottles up there. And then I was like looking at this and I was like, I was like, Jefferson's Reserve. This is non-chill filtered. And this is a twin oak or double oak, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, yeah, it's almost gone. I'm like, it's almost gone, and I want to have it on the show so that it would be kind of like a waste of not having it on the show.
Must be a good one.
Yeah, I figure it must be a good one, or I'm just lazy a lot and don't want to come downstairs to grab a drink.
That too.
So I figured that we can do this today, me and John, and probably just kill this bottle because there's not like,
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, there's not like a ton.
Wow.
That's a good sipper, right?
Now you got to lay it down. We have to say a prayer. And
Yeah. This one for my homies. But yeah, that's our
All right.
Jefferson
So
Reserve
what do we
Twin
got?
Oak, very old, very rare. It's a custom barrel coming in at 45.1%, which is 90.2 proof. And anything else about Jefferson Reserve that we want to know?
Jefferson Reserve do the Jefferson Ocean. That's the same.
Yes.
Same distillery, right?
Yes. Kentucky. Yeah, cool. I'll put it back up here.
I like the knob on that.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, it's got like a little Thomas Jefferson on top.
Yeah, does it? Nice. I like that.
A little symbol there. Pretty cool.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, we didn't even do nose. We didn't do any of that. But
We didn't.
I think we were just really thirsty.
Very excited.
Yeah, we were really thirsty today.
It was the bottom of the bottle, so we're like, oh.
So I'm gonna have to say, let me get a nose on this first.
I like this.
This is nice. It's like caramelly vanilla.
It smells sweet.
It does smell sweet. John is like Mr. Double Oak, though. He loves his
love the oak.
He loves his double oak. We're gonna do a Woodford Reserve double oak very soon.
Triple double.
I don't think they have a triple double yet, but that's what they should call it. But yeah, this is
good.
And as far as
Is this a bargain bottle, or is this more on the pricier side?
This one is
Easy to find, hard to find.
I think you can find. I don't. John. I'll be honest. I bought this some time ago.
Yeah.
It's probably why. It's not because I love it or something. I think it's an older bottle now at this point that I've had around that I've kind of just was a good go-to. I mean, obviously, I have old bottles that are still up to here to the top that are just shitty bottles of bourbon. This one is actually it's a pretty good bourbon. I can't recall. I don't want to. I don't want to say
the
this.
Gary's sticker on the side, so I guess you went to Gary's.
Oh, it must have been a store pick then. Good observation. Barrel number 6, bottle number 94. Hand selected from Gary's. Yeah, so this was a store pick by them. Which is always cool, because you always get a little bit of variation, when you get these store picks. But yeah.
You're going to save the bottle and make a lamp.
Yeah, I don't know. Some bottles I think I can.
It's too thin, right?
I'm not sure. I do save them still, though.
Yeah.
So you never know. I'll have fun with it at some point.
That knob, I bet you will.
Oh, yes. The only knob I get. So, overall, what about that finish? It lingers nice.
It lingers very nice.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, to be honest with you.
Yes.
I could sip on this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how this could be like a go-to.
Yeah.
Chill at night. No ice, just like this.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good temperature as it is. I often find that my bourbons upstairs During the summer, they're not as good because my family room tends to get a little warmer.
Okay.
So right now it's kind of, and in the wintertime, that family room tends to get a little cooler. It's above my garage. So it tends to get a little cooler. So right now, where I just brought this down, it's kind of got a little bit of that cool temperature. Most of my bourbons are down here, which year-round downstairs in the basement is cooler.
You ever like rotate and be like, I have all these up here. Let me take some of them down and bring something up, so I'm not drinking the same stuff when I'm up here all the time.
I know. No, I don't rotate too much. I'll just grab a random bottle. You know what I'll grab? I'll grab a bottle that have more than multiples than I should have.
I got you.
And I'll bring it upstairs a lot of times, even though this is not the case with this one.
Yeah.
But typically, for instance, I grabbed a Smoke Wagon, the younger, that I brought upstairs because I think I have 3 bottles. I probably saw a good deal on it and bought it. So I'll bring that up there because I tend to say, okay, this is a decent bourbon. I don't have to run downstairs to grab it, and I'll just pour one right here.
Yeah,
so when I'm watching a movie or a show with my wife or whatever. So...
lately, I've been finding myself drinking the same 3 bourbons and not really rotating.
The Heaven Hill still going, or what? Is it still kicking? The Heaven Hill?
The Heaven Hill probably has a drop in it. So
Okay.
I'm like, I don't want to say I'm holding on to it.
Why don't you do this? Hold on to the bottle. For $22, I was just at ShopRite Liquors here in Chester. You can buy a jug of it, and you can just refill your bottle and then
Jug is a lot, man.
Yeah, but you could refill the bottle, put the jug in a closet or something. I don't know, and just...
I feel like trailer trash having a jug of bourbon that I fill up the bottle with.
Only you and me and the rest of this world would know that,
Yeah.
So
It's like a jug of Tito's or something.
yeah, no, it's...
But honestly, I've been...
That thing has lasted you some time, though.
And you know what's funny, too, is the old granddad.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that it's going to be gone, and the more I drink it, the less it disappears.
Yeah.
I do have that much left. But I've been drinking my Woodford a lot, and I've been drinking the Elijah Craig that I bought when we went up to the Catskills.
Store pick one. Yes. Which I see Wegmans had their version of that store pick yesterday. I saw that. Yeah. They have their version of it.
So yeah, I've been just going to the same ones. I don't know if because I want to buy something new.
Yeah.
But I want to finish one first.
Yeah.
But the ones that I really like, it's like when it comes down to just a drop, I don't want to finish it.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for that special night. I don't know.
Dude, Old Granddad, I
can see that. I see it everywhere.
I have plenty of bottles.
Yeah, I see it everywhere.
If you want to, if you're scared or nervous, just take one of mine. Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that's. It's a solid bourbon though. I've been seeing though people have been doing that Old Granddad, and they have it where they've been putting it into other types of barrels now. So I saw it looks just like it. They actually, I think they might even reuse the Old Granddad barrels, but they put their own label on it, and it has a sticker of the Old Granddad, but then it has like cherries on top. So I don't know if it's some kind of special, like they put it in some kind of cherry cask something, or
Right.
they had a honey one. It could have been a honey barrel, and you saw the honeycomb thing on the front. So people are having fun with it, I think.
You know what? Maybe I will buy that jug of the Heaven Hill because for Christmas my stepson bought me a barrel. It's about this big, and it's on a stand, and it's got a spout. And you're supposed to put your bourbon in there. And when you want, you just that might be cool, like a cheapy bourbon to put in that thing.
Exactly. Yeah, they have it. It's on the bottom shelf at Chester ShopRite. So if you decide to go after this or something, or at any point,
maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, and just
a bourbon like that would be nice in the barrel because
it
looks cool just pouring.
And you're aging
I don't know
it while you're doing it. Yeah.
I don't know how long it would last in a barrel like that. Would it last?
It depends how thirsty you are.
Yeah, I guess.
It's one of those
how
things.
do you know when your bourbon's bad?
It won't taste good.
But it's alcohol, right? You figure the longer it sits, the better. But I guess not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you're putting it in these oak barrels, the cool thing is that you're actually. I mean, what do you think when you're having an Amberana or a sherry cask? All they're doing is taking a bourbon, like say your Heaven Hill, and they're throwing it into another barrel, and they're saying, let's have fun with this.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going to happen. So I would say it'd probably be a little bit cooler if you had like a little mini Amberana barrel, because then you can kind of get that really cinnamony taste to it and everything, But
I wonder if I should torch the inside of this little barrel that I got.
It might be torched already, no?
I don't think so. I think it's more of a decorative piece.
I have that too. I have one of those too.
Yeah,
a small one and stuff. They're probably made to only fit a 750 in it, but
that's all. That's all it'll hold.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So
Speaking of Amberana, I had a Amberana lager the other day.
Oh, I feel like you mentioned this.
Yeah, I went to Bolero with the wife on Sunday just to have a couple beers.
Oh, maybe you did mention that.
And they had an Amberana lager that they made.
Right.
They didn't have any cans, though. I wanted to buy one and bring it, and I asked her. I even told her about the podcast.
Yeah.
And she said, we don't have any available right now, but she said contact them, and then when it comes out or when they can it, I'll be able to get some. But it was very good.
By the way, I've been finding, I've been putting our stickers everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
All over New Hope and Lambertville, New Jersey.
New Hope's a little.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. People like their stickers around there.
There's stickers all over the place.
Are there?
Yeah.
Isn't that a little, uppity over there?
I think you meant like it was like a rainbow community or something like that.
No, exactly.
No, they were like on the poles and stuff. They're all over the poles and things like that. I'm like, my wife is actually getting into it, taking a photo of me with next to the sticker.
That's awesome.
I have them pointing at them. I wouldn't do it if there wasn't like 1,000 on there already. Yeah, I won't just put a random. Actually,
yeah, when I go to a brewery, if there's not a sticker sitting anywhere else in like the bathroom, I won't do it.
Yeah,
I think there's one in Bolero though. I think I put one on the wall.
Yeah. And
if anybody's out there and they see one of our stickers somewhere, just comment or send us a picture of it.
Send us a photo.
That'd be hysterical.
How about this? You send us a photo when you find our sticker, and we'll send you a sticker.
Yeah, we'll send you.
And we'll send you a sticker, just for the fun of it. Hey, man, postage is 68 cents. You'll make out on that.
Hell
now,
yeah.
Postage keeps going up. I think it's around there.
That's funny.
But on the other day, I was talking to John, and I said, John, I want you to do something. If it's cool with you, I said, no big deal if you don't, but watch this one movie. I think you're going to like it. And it's called Leave the World Behind, right?
Leave the World Behind.
So it's with Ethan Hawke.
Netflix.
On Netflix. Ethan Hawke.
Julia
Roberts and a bunch of people.
Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Bacon is in that too, yeah. And then the rest of the people are kind of just
who knows?
Randos.
Yeah.
I said it's because John and I we think like with a lot of things, and we both have our similar paranoias and things of that sort. And we joke around, and it's kind of a doomsday movie, I guess, right? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, not doomsday like the apocalypse is coming, but doomsday like shit's about to hit the fan. Countries are invading. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Yes. And that's kind of basically. Did they specifically say countries were invading, or we just?
Yeah, because remember the pamphlets were coming from the sky.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
In one part of the country, I think on the West Coast, they were coming in like Korean,
and the other one was Arabic.
Arab, yeah.
Yes.
Because all of our enemies, I think the Russians, the Arabs, the Chinese, were coming together. I believe, from what I gathered from the movie, we're going to come together to get rid of us.
Yes. So more often than not, we think we know ourselves. We think we know how we'll react in a situation like that. We think we're good-willed. We think we're good-natured.
You don't know until you're in the situation.
Yeah, you don't know until you're in that situation, unfortunately. The closest thing we've had to anything that seemed... I mean, aside from the pandemic and the toilet paper, we've learned from that.
Yeah.
But we did learn, I think it was like Hurricane Irene or something when the gas stations, they ran out of gas.
That was Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy.
Wow, that was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. People got pretty nasty, too.
Yes, sir.
So we think we know. But the bottom line is, I think we don't know. We hope the best for ourselves, and we say, oh, I'll never do that. I'll never do that. At one part of the movie, not to give too much away, it's not really giving anything away.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is driving out. He's trying to find. Trying to find
people.
Yeah.
For help.
And some woman who did not speak English. He pulls over because she's like screaming in panic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's just speaking in Spanish, and he's just like, I can't understand you.
Yeah.
And they're in the middle of like nowhere.
Yeah.
And
I think they were in upstate New York. Or no, they were in Long Island.
They were in the Hamptons, I think. Yeah.
But in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, but where he was at that moment.
It's like farms.
Like, and she's like freaking out and screaming, and finally he just like shut his window.
That was a good part.
He's like, later.
Yeah.
But he's like, he even said it later on in the movie. He was kind of like, oh man, I left that woman there and everything. And
yeah, they asked him when he came back, did you see anybody? He's like, no. And then later he confessed. He's like, I saw somebody.
Yeah. And it's almost like...
He played a weird character, right? He was a little like...
He was a very loose dad that was kind of like, chill out, it's all right.
Goofy, very goofy.
And Julia Roberts' character was kind of, well, she was a biatch, but, she was a little bit, don't trust anyone.
Yeah. She still looks good, man.
Yeah, she does.
Right? I was never a big Julia Roberts fan, but
she
she
don't
neither. Age, though.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways. But yes, it's interesting because you see as a guy that was chill, relaxed, trusting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, see someone random on the street, and he's just like.
So basically, the premise of the movie, they go away on vacation.
Yeah.
Shit starts to hit the fan in the country. They get stuck out there. There's nobody to help them, except for a father and a daughter, who they rent the house from. Go back to the house so that they can coexist until it clears. They don't know what's going to clear. They don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Because there's no communication. The TV's out. The radio's out. Everything's out. It was basically like a cyber attack.
Yes.
And the ending, man, the ending is a toss-up. The ending is a kind of, how do you feel?
We've discussed it. We're not going to discuss it here.
I would love to, but...
I don't think it's a good idea.
All right.
Because the whole thing is we want people to watch it and then comment on what we saw and give their any spoilers, I guess, just comment on our YouTube and let us know what you think and about that ending. We have our own philosophy, and we'll comment back.
Yeah.
If you have something and you say something like, I think this is what happened in the end, and I think this is ultimately what was the end game.
Yeah.
And
I think we differed, right? With our ending, did we differ a little bit?
Well, I think we were on the same page, but then I heard a couple things, speculation out there that this is what really happened.
Yeah.
It's one of those almost no closure, but maybe there's closure kind of endings.
Right. It's kind of just however you think it's ended.
Yes,
because there is no ending to the story. I mean, the movie ended, so there isn't really speculation on what could have happened.
Yes.
It's all opinion on how you feel.
Yeah, whatever you perceive, I guess, in a way.
There was never a direct ending. It's how you think it's going to
But it got us thinking. It got us, it's funny because after that movie, I was
stock up on rice and...
No. You know what I did?
Pasta.
It got me thinking, and it actually put me to work, actually. I'm a gun owner, and I have a FID card, but I never, when I moved here to this town, I never renewed it to my new address. And I was like, I gotta update that, because it just a random thought came to my head because of that movie. And then I was like, I wonder if I need more than one gun. So regardless if I get another or anything of that sort, I'm getting another permit though for it and everything. And I was kind of like, this movie, because you never know, and it's always good to have extra,
Yeah,
And
I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're not getting another one because I didn't give you a good feedback.
Oh, I use John as a reference because that's the weird thing. You get references to start out with, but then every time you have to renew something or do something, you have to get references all over again. New Jersey's pretty tough with it.
The questions are pretty funny, too.
Oh, yeah?
Have they ever been to a mental asylum or a mental home?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Funny stuff.
I used him and Jay, who's been on the show. Jay was on the show last time.
Me and Jay were texting. Should we just screw him up? What should we say here?
Yeah. That'd be messed up.
I did fill out for my permit, too, thinking about it. And then I never went.
That was when I got my initial one. You're talking about?
No. Well, I did years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
But now when I got the form for you to do, I started filling out mine, and I was like,
right.
But then I stopped, and I was like, do I really want one though? I feel like I'm the kind of guy I'm just gonna boom, 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 boom. Like I don't know.
I don't think you are.
I don't know.
I think that you just. It's a last resort. That's all it is.
I don't want it to be my first resort.
Yeah, that could be the problem.
Yeah, that's
no, but I think people's reaction to a gun in and of itself is enough sometimes, where people are like, "Oh, all right, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
because all it takes is to move a finger to end your life.
My wife was always against it, and now she's like, maybe you should get one.
Did she?
Really?
Did she watch the movie or no?
She did not. No, I
okay.
watched it by myself. Yeah.
So that's funny that's the first thing we thought about was protection.
Yeah. It brings to light, like, what would you do in that situation?
Yeah.
Are you prepared? You have a nice basement down here. Are you stocked up on stuff? You know what I mean? Like, is this where you're gonna live if shit hits the fan?
I'll have
like,
enough bourbon, that's for sure.
Well, yeah. Like, is this your go-to? Like, something like that happens.
I know. I've thought about it.
Where are you going?
I think it's contingent on what happens and where it happens. So say it's something that happened in nearby. Say it's something for you, and for instance, if it's something happened in New York City. For me, if it's smarter, I have my house in the Catskills. I can always travel up there.
Right.
It's kind of like a cabin in the woods, but, I get everything there.
Are you taking your immediate family and going? Are you looking for other people like, hey, I'm here, come? Or is it like, maybe that's too many people, I need to just worry about me?
I haven't ever really thought about that necessarily. I think it'd be, yes, there's always things to consider. Supply, how much food you have. If I go up to the lake, I got no food up there unless I go to the supermarket.
Right.
Here I have a ton of food, so I would have to transport everything. If it was one of those things where it was a matter of if I knew people that were in the danger zone, I would say, yeah, come. Because I have a lot of land there, too, where even if you brought tents or I had to do something like that and I had 30, 40 people, but my whole thing, too, would be, you got to provide your own. That's the whole thing.
So that's the thing. I feel like now you have all these people, and at some point, you're not going to be getting along.
Yeah.
And things are going to turn for the worst.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like, do you just stick to your family? Maybe your brothers or, this and that, but do you really start inviting, like, your neighbor or this and be like, hey, let's go. I got a safe spot for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people turn on each other real fast under crisis.
Well, I think that what people ultimately what they do is they stop, they analyze, they think. They're like, okay, if I'm going to invite Joe Schmo, he likes to eat, so this might not be a good idea. Our supply could be like, or they could look at it like, well, he's like they look at me and they're like, he's pretty heavy, and they're like, he'll survive a good time without food. He's got some extra layers there or something. But
I don't know. I have certain family members that are prepared for it. I don't want to say with bunkers, and I don't want to give much away. And say anybody, but they are prepared with pallets of food. And stuff and water and stuff
it's
like that.
It's always good. I think certain things. The easiest thing to have is rice. I feel like because rice lasts for freaking ever, or pasta. It lasts forever
as long as you have something to cook it with.
Yeah. But even you could eat it hard. You just swallow it and whatever, right? I don't know. Maybe that's probably what I'm
cans of canned vegetables,
canned food, beans.
Yeah.
And something to protect it with.
And a lot of toilet paper.
But like, what in this movie, not to bring anything up, but, and I'm not going to say it was in this movie or it wasn't in this movie, but say it was chemical warfare, say it was something of that sort, say it was,
you're just stuck inside. Like, if you can't go outside because the air's no good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah. Do you feel, so, like, a gas mask costs what? Like a few $100 maybe?
Probably a good one.
Yeah, good one, a decent one, and now you have to get one for your whole family. Is that something you'd consider doing?
No, not to have, just to have. No.
Because by the time you need it, it's too late.
It's too late, I know.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't go out and just buy a gas mask just to have a gas mask.
Yeah, would you put the COVID masks, the little blue one, the blue one, and just be like...
The N90. I'll be all right.
Yeah. Or is there a part of you that says, damn, the shit's really hitting the fan. Maybe I don't want to live through this.
Just end it myself.
No, I'm not saying end it yourself, but...
yeah, it's funny because, so I don't know if you are still interested or whatever, but The Walking Dead just started again with
I don't think
The Ones Who Live.
I don't think I have the channel for it. What was it on?
AMC.
AMC Plus, though, I think.
Well, it's on the regular AMC on the TV, and it's on AM. If you just go to the AMC.com, you can watch it on the on the
Oh,
the
yeah?
website. Yeah. I don't have AMC
Because I did put
I
it
watch
on,
it on my phone.
I put it on my library, on my TV,
Well, just
hoping to record it.
It just came out, so it's The Ones Who Live. It's Michonne looking for Rick.
Okay.
They're back.
Yeah.
And
I thought they were doing a movie. They're not doing a movie?
they're doing a 6-episode
So they scrapped
series.
the movie.
Yeah. So part of one of the shows was the chemicals come from helicopters from the sky, and it just turns everything yellow.
All right.
And people just start dying from it when you inhale it because it fills up their lungs with the gas.
Okay.
And it's funny that you mentioned the chemical warfare because it took some of these people like 2 years or a year just to recover from it. Whoever lived, because most of them died from it. So chemical warfare to me is probably scarier than just regular war.
Yeah. Because it travels in the air.
Yeah.
You could have something that can travel miles in the air. I mean, look at, for instance, when the wildfires are happening in Canada, and we're down in New Jersey, and we could hardly even see. It was so much smoke. Think about that in terms of...
You want me to use this? You don't have a glass.
I'll get it. Think of that in terms... I know, I realized when we started, I was like, damn it, I gotta grab a glass. But think of that in terms of a chemical that is, say, a similar... What's the term? Did you shave me any? Just give me the can. I'll drink out the can. Similar...
You don't want a glass?
That's all right. Viscosity? What's the word for it?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Well, if cloud smokes of burning trees can travel hundreds of miles.
Oh, okay, like the Canadian wildfires type
Yes.
of things. Yeah. Okay.
Like, what if there's something of similar weight, strength, whatever? I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, so if there's chemical warfare on Canada or chemical warfare in Mexico, and the wind current takes it up this way, like we're all screwed.
Exactly, and it's any way the wind blows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's scary, man. It's definitely scary. I don't know if I'm the type that can protect myself and my family with that. I am not the strongest. I'm not building myself a shelter. You know what I mean?
Maybe you do need a gun.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm the right guy to do that.
Yeah.
My first instinct, man, is something were to happen around my area, I'm going to Amish country, bro.
You gonna live with them?
I'm going to Amish country.
They're gonna.
Who's gonna mess with the Amish, man? You think like the Russians are gonna come in and be like, we're not. We can't mess with the Amish.
Well, that's the whole thing. If we're gonna get attacked, they're gonna attack the areas where there's
very populated.
Populated, A, and 2, where it's gonna do the most damage. They're gonna aim for like a power plant of some sort.
Sure.
You know, and we have plenty of those in New Jersey too.
Especially New York, New Jersey.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're gonna go for something that's gonna do you. If you like that, and something happens, we gotta watch out what we're saying. They're gonna think we're like terrorists or something.
Well, that's another question that I have. Let's do. So this is
we'll do a quick timeout.
The last episode we filmed with Jay right after we went over to Oakflower Brewing Company.
Yeah.
To check it out, and I had this there. I don't remember if you had it. I think you.
I probably had some. I did.
It's a collaboration they did with Twin Elephant.
Yes,
and
I would have had it.
It's called Karluv Bridge. I remember even asking the bartender, like, what the hell is that mean? And I think it's some bridge that he said, but I don't
really?
remember.
It's some bridge.
It's some bridge. I don't know who Karluv is. But it is a Czech dark lager. It's 4.9%. It's nothing crazy.
All right.
They came in with these little 12-ounce cans, and I bought a 6-pack.
Yeah.
And these are what I've been drinking lately at home. This is what I like.
Well, thank you for bringing it, and thank you for picking it up.
Yeah. I mean, we both bought the same shirt. I thought you'd have yours on today. Unfortunately,
well, that's why I didn't have mine on, because John had to copy me and buy the same shirt, so. It smells good. It smells malty. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. It's easy drinking.
Yeah.
I get a little malt in there. Little chocolate nibs, maybe.
Little nibbies.
Little nibbies.
Yeah.
Not nubs, nibs.
Nibs. Yeah,
I like it.
It's a solid beer. Oakflower, fairly new. what are they, about a year now?
About a year now.
Out of Millington, New Jersey, right?
The place itself is pretty cool. The people that were working there were really cool that night.
Very cool. Very closed. Very patient, too.
Yeah.
Very patient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to bring up any names, but, you know, someone had a little too much.
Yeah. A couple people in there had maybe a little too much.
Oh, yeah.
One in particular.
And that big guy. The big guy was calling Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Or John Reacher, whatever his name is, Reacher, from Reacher.
They had good things, you know. The first time we went there, we were okay.
And we put a sticker up there, too, with their permission, of course.
2 stickers.
Yes. The second one might not have been their permission.
Yeah.
The first one was. Yeah.
But I liked it the second time around. It was a lot better.
Yeah.
Twin Elephant seems to do a lot of collaborations with a lot of people, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
They did Autodidact like right away.
Yeah. Before they even opened, which was a smart move by both of them. Because
I like when a brewery helps another brewery out.
Yeah.
Once you see, that's what drove me to that. I was like, ooh, Twin Elephant collab. It's got to be good, you know?
And speaking of stickers, I'll be putting some more out there Sunday. I'm heading over to New York City. Going to a pub to watch a Liverpool game. And
sticker it up.
Yeah.
Sticker it up.
Get some ones out there on our travels and over there with my neighbor. But yeah, this is solid, man.
Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Oakflower.
A nice spot, yeah. So back to what you were saying. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you remember what it was?
No. We need like a rewind on this. That's how because we're drinking and all that stuff in between. But as far as, do you think that is there any other good movies that you would say is like doomsday stuff that you would suggest to people? Doomsday. I mean, there's plenty. There's plenty.
Well, we watched. Last time we talked about Cabin in the Woods, right?
Cabin in the Woods. Yeah. That was good.
There's a lot. There's like. One
I Am Legend
Smith
is
too. I Am Legend. They're supposed to be coming out with part 2. I don't know if that's true or in the.
And there was a show that I was told to watch, and I'll look it up while we're talking at some point. I was told to watch it, but unfortunately, I do not have HBO. And I think.
Oh, This Is Us.
What?
This Is Us.
That's like that chick flick
This
show.
Is Us. The Last of Us.
That might have
The
been
Last of Us was awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome.
That's got to be it then. Yeah,
very good.
I
Pedro Pascal.
Yes, that's it. Yes, with Pedro Pascal. Yeah,
so good, man.
Yeah, I heard
can't
that
wait
was
for
good.
the next season. It's based off a video game.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, I don't play video games, but from what I hear, the show and the video, it's like to a T.
Yeah.
So it was really good, man. The girl that's in it, so good.
Yeah,
I think she was from Game of
If I
Thrones.
subscribe to HBO, I'll watch. Oh, yes, she is. Yes, she is. War of the Worlds. That's another one where it's kind of like it's a different kind of doomsday. It's not. It's aliens.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yep. End of the world kind of thing. It's always exciting because you almost want to say, there's some truth to it. This is how people are going to act.
Yeah, this is what I was going to bring up.
Go ahead.
The people who write these things,
Mm-hmm.
where does that come from? Where deep inside are you nutty enough to think of this?
Yeah.
And then when you be worried that somebody's like, aha,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that's how you do it.
Yes.
Like, where, like that whole Cabin in the Woods thing, like,
Yeah.
to me, that's crazy.
Well, that's M. Night Shyamalan. That guy doesn't think like anyone. So he's.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it comes from somewhere crazy. And even, so who was it, Jordan Peele? Does all these like horror movies now. He was
Yes.
Key and Peele. Where did these nutty and his movies they're freaking
they're
good.
good.
Man.
Yeah,
They're
I watched
good.
the one.
They're creepy.
What was the name of the one? And it was a black guy, and he was with a white woman, and he goes and
and they went to go visit her family,
and all the black people were like zombies, kind of, and they're like
it was nuts.
They were like lobotomized or something like that, and.
But I'm just like, where in your head are you thinking of this? And when
don't-
is somebody gonna be like, I can do that? Like, that's easy, you know? Like,
What was the other one? Don't Look Up or something like that.
Don't Look Up. And then he had the other one was it like Us or
Yeah.
where's the black family?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about originally. Yeah, but I get.
No. The black family who's they're like clones come to get them.
Oh.
It was just like Us or Me, or it was like one word.
Ooh.
Did you ever see that one?
No, I don't think
Very
so.
creepy.
Yeah, I'll look it up while we're talking. But
so yeah, like it's where does this stuff come from? That movie, Get Out. Yeah,
Get Out was the one.
Get Out. What was the movie we just watched?
Nope.
That was Us. This one, Us.
Us.
Yeah. So basically, this family.
Oh, Nope was the one.
Nope is there.
Yeah, I think I said Don't Look Up. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, Nope was the one.
Yeah. So the people that attack this family and Us is them. It's them. It's weird, dude. It's just weird.
Get Out was like really.
That was creepy.
Yeah, you were kind of like the whole time.
You're on suspense.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you could watch a movie and you're at the edge of your seat the whole time. And you're like, and the best was the friends that he kept calling and Get Out. And the friend's like, dude, you gotta get out of there, bro.
You gotta get out.
Yeah. He's like, he was the paranoid one and saying, bro, bounce,
Yeah. I don't know. I think you just got to be a certain kind of person to come up with this stuff.
Yeah, you do.
And then I would always just get worried that somebody's going to take my idea and roll with it,
I know. It's crazy. I tell you this happened. Side note, off topic or whatever. So my mother's boyfriend Roy, he owned land up in New York.
Yeah. Like Cooperstown.
Yeah.
I love Cooperstown.
And he had a neighbor call up his son up there, and I guess they had his son's number, and they said, "You're supposed to tell me when you're selling the land," So someone was trying to sell his land.
That's absolutely crazy.
Yes.
I work in banking. I see so much fraud, but when somebody tries to sell your property,
they came up with legitimate looking fake IDs.
That's crazy.
All this stuff, and he's been divorced for many years, but they had an ID for his ex-wife, so I guess they assumed he was still married or something.
You can't possibly get away with that.
Yeah.
Unless you're taking cold hard cash, you can't possibly get away with that.
Yeah. That was ridiculous. And thankfully, they caught it in time. Thankfully, the neighbor had made a comment and said, "Oh, you're supposed to tell me when you're selling the land." They had the for sale sign up and everything.
Did they catch the person who was doing it?
I don't think
Probably
yet.
not, right?
I don't think yet.
I
Because they were from Texas or something like that. But
the things people come up with are amazing.
yeah.
You can't trust anything or anybody anymore.
Yeah. And it's crazy. That's what the whole thing with this dark web stuff. People are getting this information one way, one or another. You have to be very careful. Now he was forced, I think, to get an insurance now for this, or was
so it's costing him money because somebody else wanted to provide for
what is it, Safe Lock or something?
Yeah, I mean, I got a phone call about a month ago telling me that I won a trip, right? Obviously, I knew I didn't win a trip. So I played it up. My daughter was sitting next to me on the couch, and she said, the guy said, "You won a trip for 4 on a cruise ship." My first thought was
waiting for your reaction.
I do a lot of cruises. So I'm like, maybe I did win.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And he goes, "You just need to pay the taxes and the port fees. Just give me your credit card information, and then we'll book it for you."
Yeah.
So then I was like, ding, 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 ding. There's no way.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. I said, well, I just had both my legs cut off. I said, "Is it wheelchair accessible?" And the guy said, "Absolutely, absolutely. We'll book you in a handicap room and this and that and blah, blah, blah." Yeah. He goes, "You bring your wife. It'll be for 2." I said, okay. I said, "My wife, she just died." I said, "She had a horrible accident. She drove off a cliff. She's no longer alive." I said, "Can I bring somebody else?" And he said, "Absolutely. There's no problem, blah, blah, blah." And then I said, "Well, I'm bound to this wheelchair. I'm in my house." I said, "Would you want to go with me?" And the guy, had an Indian accent, and he's like, no, sir, I can't do that." I said, "It would be great." I said, you're giving me this gift." I said, "You should be my guest." And I was going out, and my daughter was cracking up, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And at the end, this guy hung up on me. I told him, I said, "We can make sweet love." I said, "You sound like you're into me just as much as I'm into you." And eventually he hung up, and he was, so I didn't really want to trip. But it's just amazing, man, the things that people do. And like I said, I work in banking, and people fall for that stuff,
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the older people, unfortunately.
98% of the time.
And not saying that was the case with my stepdad, but, I'm just saying it's like...
Well, that's something... I mean, he didn't even know about it. That's something different.
Yeah. Yes, it was out of the blue. So I used to get phone calls at my business a lot, and you can always tell. I hate to say it. They usually have a thick accent.
Hello, my name is John Smith.
And
your name's not John Smith.
I figured out what the best move to do. And they say, we're going to shut off your electricity, and if you don't send us whatever. And I was like, okay. I said, who's the account number? Who's the account holder on this file? Click.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that.
They don't have that information.
Yeah, they don't have the information. And I'm like, this is unbelievable that they could be trying to scam people.
Yeah.
But that's just so you people know.
If you don't send us a $100 Walmart gift card, your lights will be shut off.
Yeah, you can always test someone when you say who's the account name, and then that's when you really a lot of times know. Yeah, if they have it, I would still question it too, because nowadays people are getting more and more information and they're doing more and more homework on this stuff. Yeah. But yes, back to
well, real quick before we go. We do have to wrap it up. It's getting late.
Yeah.
Another show that I just binged was I watched The Wonder Years.
You mentioned that.
I mentioned that to you the last time.
Yeah.
I was so into it. I think I saw.
Where
I was reading an article.
Where are you streaming it from, John?
So Hulu. So I saw an article how Fred Savage was not a good person. He was fired off the set of something recently. And even back then, when he was Kevin Arnold, he was mean to the staff, to the people, to the women.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, The Wonder Years, like that was my favorite show back in the day.
Yeah.
I went to a Halloween party at your house once, and my costume just said, "I love Winnie Cooper." Like,
I remember that.
She was my childhood crush, and
I think it was an '80s
her.
party I had.
And even watching now, it brought me back to then, and I was like, she was like 12 years old, and I'm 40 something, and I'm like, this girl's so cute. Like, I have such a crush on her. And going back and watching as a parent and as an adult, that show was awesome, man. That show hit home. Like, that show was true.
Have you watched the new version?
Life. No,
it's not bad. I've caught a couple episodes. It's not as good as the original. Though.
I don't like remakes. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But then I found out that The Wonder Years was actually not derived from, but stolen from, not stolen. So from A Christmas Story with the narrator and Peter Billingsley,
Yeah.
That's how The Wonder Years, that's how they got the narrator.
It makes sense.
And
it makes sense.
They took it from there.
Yeah.
But just seeing like how the dad growing up, he looked like he was so mean.
Yeah.
But then at the end he always had his like.
I gotta watch it again now. Yeah.
Dude, I loved rewatching that show.
Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I'll watch it.
And I was telling my kids, I go, my kids are 13, and that's like how old he was in the show at some points. And I'm like, you should really watch this show. Yeah. It's really cool. But Winnie Cooper was a fucking hooer, man. Yeah. She cheated on that kid so much.
Yeah.
Hooked up with this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. Her legs were like,
wow, I couldn't believe it.
I gotta watch that again.
But I loved it, man. I think that's might be my new thing right now.
But kids are into Friends now, though. They watch Friends and stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of old now.
I've never seen Friends. Maybe I will look into it.
I'm still waiting for you to watch Seinfeld.
I know. My wife's been binging Seinfeld. She told me I got to watch it.
The only thing I wanted to, and sorry to interrupt real quick, the only thing I wanted to add, and I hate that when I do this often, I'll come back to the subject, the topic that we were originally talking about, but it was something I just wanted to bring up real quick. What's your take on bunkers, like those undergrounds?
I think you're nuts if you build one.
Okay.
But when shit hits the fan, I'm going to be probably knocking on your door.
There was that movie with Michael Shannon.
I don't know that.
I think it was his name. Is that his name? Michael Shannon. And he just had this like feeling like he needed to build a bunker. And everyone thought he was crazy. And he just kept doing it and doing it. It's called Take Shelter. And they're like, why are you building this? They're like, why are you building? You know who Michael Shannon is, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, why are you building this? And everyone thought he was nuts. So he was in like Superman. I don't know if you recognize him. Oh, come on, he's been in quite a few things, but yes. And it just got me thinking about bunkers and everything like that. I think it would be cool to build a bunker that's a man cave that you can use in everyday life.
If this was a bunker, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see myself living underground for years and years and years. And
I know.
I honestly think if something were to happen and I would have to live in a bunker, I might just end it on myself.
Yeah.
I'd rather take my life into my own hands than die suffocating in a bunker with no food. And
there was a movie I watched. Oh gosh, and I hate when I do this. There's one on Netflix that was like that. They lived in a bunker, and it was like basically it was like nuclear war came, and the bugs and everything, like all the bugs and creatures got like huge, and
yeah.
So that was your enemy, was the bugs, the big bug.
That sounds like a fun movie.
Frog that was huge.
Yeah.
And there was so the one guy was he was in love with the girl before they went into shelter, and he wasn't with her, and she went her own way, but he was able to communicate with her via like radio, and he's like, I don't care. She's the love of my life. I'm going out to find her. And he's like, I'm going out into the outside world. And he has to go through, like, he meets people in his travels and everything.
Yeah.
And the guy from Walking Dead, Daryl's brother.
Oh, okay.
He ran into him, and he was like a good, he was like, he was a good guy, but he was like a good wilderness guy
right.
and all this stuff. So it was pretty good.
My question with a bunker is, how do you know when to come out?
I know.
Right? You open that door. If it's chemicals outside and you open that door, that's,
you got to get someone that's so tired of being down there, and you wait for them to be the guinea pig, I guess. But yeah, we'll end on that. I was just curious.
Bunker.
I was curious what your thought was on that, and just bunkers in general. People do them. There's this house I drive by when I go to work, and there's a house, and then I see like the peaks. It's so weird. It's like the peaks of the top of a house coming out of the ground in their front yard, and it's like a little.
There's something under there.
There's like a window. There's wind. It's so
that's
weird,
creepy,
man.
yeah, that's
and
creepy.
I always wonder, I'm like, what's going on there, man?
Well, I told you, I got certain family members right now that are thinking about really doing all this.
Yeah,
they're ready to go.
Yeah. Are these family members my family members?
They are. Yeah,
I figured that. I figured I know which ones they are. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, on that
I
note,
know where we're going. I know where I'm going.
You know where you're going. Yeah. Until they shoot you.
Yeah.
They say, no, you stay away from my food.
Yeah. They're gonna eat me.
Yep. Well, let's end there, guys. John, cheers to Oakflower.
Oakflower Brewing,
Jefferson's Reserve,
Jefferson's
Twin Oak.
Reserve.
Fantastic bourbon.
Check
Sorry
out that
one's
movie on
gone.
Netflix. It was very good.
Leave the world behind.
Send us a comment. Let us know how you feel about doing it.
Yeah, tell us what you
would
think
do.
about that ending, too. We're curious what you think on that.
Yeah, let us know how you think it ended.
Yeah. Johnny, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers to you guys.
Peace.
All right.